Hi there, SmartPak fans. I'm Kristina, and I'm from our fabulous customer care team. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about my obsession with Back on Track products. I know most horse people do have their specific collections that they have, whether it's saddle pads, bridles, anything like that. Well, all of us at SmartPak, since we get to touch and feel these products on a daily basis, we all have our own favorites. So my coworkers are going to be sharing a little bit more about what they collect, but my obsession is certainly the Back on Track products. But before I get too much into my collection and why I love it so much, I just want to tell you a little bit about my horse. Her name is Coco, or Star with a Story is her registered name. She is a 24-year-old quarter horse mare, going on 5, but don't tell her I said that. She is pretty much retired right now. We used to just ride for pleasure, go on trail rides. She did both Western and English. We did some fun local shows. And she was a therapy horse for the first couple years that I knew her. And I worked with her and just absolutely fell in love. So when they were going to retire her from the program, they gave her to me, and we've been best friends ever since. She is the love of my life. So obviously, I like to spoil her. So I absolutely love Back on Track. Really quick, in case you're not familiar with the products and what they're used for, they are therapeutic products that are infused with a ceramic powder. So this ceramic powder will reflect the horse or even a person, because they are made for people and dogs as well. But it'll reflect the body heat back into the targeted area. So whatever product you're using, it will reflect the heat back in there and create a therapeutic warmth. So this is going to help support normal blood flow to that area, which is going to bring nutrients and oxygen, so whatever that particular area needs it'll help with that. So it's great for helping to support a normal recovery after hard exercise. It's great for seniors in the winter, so we'll get into a little bit more about that. But that's the general overview. So I'll say, starting with my favorite product for my horse, these are the Back on Track Quick Wraps, and I would say these are probably my absolute favorite product ever. I use them for several different reasons. I guess the main reason that I love these so much is not only are they super easy to put on my horse, but they're also really, really great for anybody to put on. So I can have my barn manager do them without having to worry about inconveniencing her, because I do have my horse in a backyard. So they're easy to put on. They have a super comfy pillow right here, and it's comfy. But basically, and I also use these when I ship her as well, just so her legs have a little bit more protection. So my horse actually lives outside, and in the wintertime, especially when it's cold, she tends to have a little bit more of an issue getting around with her joints and aches and things like that. So when she does come inside, and I do not recommend these for turnout, I would only use them when the horse is inside. I put these on her so that way it can help keep her joints nice and warm in the cold weather. And I also find that it really helps when she's inside and not moving around, because she does tend to stock up, particularly in the back legs. So this not only helps with the circulation, but it helps to keep that puffiness down in the legs that I'm seeing, especially as she's getting older. These particular wraps do come in a couple different sizes, so it's important to know what your horse measures as far as picking a size. For example, my horse wears a specific size in the front, so these are a 12-inch. So it's the measurement from the base of the pastern to right below the knee. So she wears a 12 in the front, and then she has a 14 in the back. And they run pretty true to size in regards to that, but it's definitely important to get the right size to make sure they fit pretty well. So these are the Quick Wraps, and they are sold in pairs. So it's important, if you do want to have coverage for all 4 feet, that you get the size for the front legs and then ones for the back legs as well. So I guess I'll go to a human product now. I absolutely love these gloves. They have the same therapeutic ceramic powder properties as the the quick wraps do. And I particularly like them because I tend to have poor circulation in my hands, especially the right one for some reason. And when I wear them in the winter, it actually helps to keep my hand a little bit warmer. So that's really nice. I would say these run pretty true to size. You can get your measurement by taking a measuring tape and measuring around your palm, and that will give you your size. The fingers do run a little bit long, so you can take that into consideration when choosing your size. But don't worry, if you don't get the right size, SmartPak offers free return shipping on all sized items, so we'll make sure we get you the right size. We'll give you a hand with it, if you see what I did there. So I love these. So I use these as mainly my riding gloves, so not something I'm going to use for chores. Okay. And then these are the Back on Track Nobos. Essentially, these are going to be more of your traditional like pillow wraps, except they have all the great benefits of the Back on Track brand. So again, just like the quick wraps, they do come in size measurements, so it's great to have your horse's size. And the measurement that my horse has in the quick wraps is the same what she has for the Nobos. So again, she's a 12-inch in the back, 12-inch in the front and a 14-inch in the back. And these are going to go underneath the wraps, or these are going to touch her skin, and you're going to want to use a standing bandage to hold it up. So these are the wraps, and again, I don't recommend these for turnout, but you can use them inside and then also when you're shipping as well. Those are the Nobos. Oops. All right, and I guess I'll talk a little bit about the t-shirts. So Back on Track has a great offering of people products, and my collection only touches the surface. So this is the unisex t-shirt. Since it is unisex, I definitely recommend sizing down if you do like a more fitted size. If you like a baggier look, then definitely just go with your regular t-shirt size. But I got this shirt not only because I've had great success using Back on Track products with my horse, but I always had a little bit of muscle aches in my back, so I definitely like to use this shirt so my muscles will be more comfortable. And my favorite product to use on my horse's legs while she's exercising are the Back on Track Polo wraps. Now these do also come in white in addition to the traditional black, but they do come in sets of 2 and they are a one-size-fits-all. So definitely keep that in mind if you are looking to have polos for all 4 legs. But I really like these. They're super soft and they are a bit stretchy, so that way I know my horse is covered and I feel really, really good when I put these on her. So I love these. And when you're washing these, I forgot to mention, when you're washing any Back on Track product, it's essential that you wash them on the cold cycle and let them air dry. Do not put them in the dryer because that could compromise the ceramic powder's effectiveness. And then with these, I find definitely putting them in a garment bag when you're washing them, otherwise they'll get tangled up and stick to everything. So just a little word of advice. All right, so let's go to the hawk wraps next. So the Back on Track hawk wraps are something that I started to use when my horse was getting a little bit older and had a little bit more trouble with the stiffness in her hocks. So this, again, I put on her when she was spending the night inside and just really helped to support and give some therapeutic warmth to her hock joints, so that way it can help with her comfort levels and mobility, things like that. But essentially, it does have a little opening for the hock joints, and the Velcro does go around and gives you a lot of adjustability to make sure you have the perfect fit. But again, the hock wraps do come in sizes, so it's definitely important to measure your horse for them and just go over the width and things like that. For these, I do recommend, since they are going to be up on the hock joint, which is a very mobile area of the horse, you probably do want to have some wrap underneath this to keep it from sliding down. And this is a perfect example where you could use the Back on Track Nobos or any other type of standing bandage, and that would be perfect. Okay. All right, and then this is probably one of my favorite products ever. This is the Back on Track Mini Throw. So this is absolutely perfect for just putting on your lap when you're sitting either at home on the couch watching TV, or I usually keep it at the office and just put it on when I'm feeling a little bit chilly. But it's the same material that the pillows come in for the Quick Wraps. So it's super, super soft, super squishy and comfortable. And I love it. It keeps me so nice and warm. I also really like having a spare throw in my car, so that way in the wintertime I can just put it right over my legs and it warms me up right away. It's pretty cool how quickly it actually warms up. So that's definitely a necessity. But there's so many uses for this little blanket, and I also like to sometimes put it over my pillow when I'm sleeping at night, and if I have a headache, it really does actually help as I'm putting my my temple to the blankie over my pillow. So that's just another little use for it, but it's super nice, and I definitely recommend you take a look at that one. All right, and I would say this is the Back on Track mesh sheet. So this is going to be something that you put on your horse when they're inside. It's not going to be waterproof, and it is mesh, so that's definitely just something to keep in mind. As far as sizing goes, I found that it actually ran a little bit smaller. For example, my horse is a 75, and when I tried a 75 of this on her, it actually had her little quarter horse bum exposed a little bit too much. So I actually went to a size 78 in this, and that actually fit her pretty well. But it's got it's got buckle front closures with Velcro, so that's really helpful in regards to making sure it stays in place. It's got some belly surcingles, just like a normal blanket would. And then it also does have a tail cord, so that will help keep it in place that way, but it does not have leg straps. Let's see here. And then, washing instructions, it's the same for any of the Back on Track products. Cold cycle, let it air dry, and that'll make sure to keep it in place. A good thing to know, when you're starting to use any Back on Track products for your horse, and even yourself, it's very important to get them used to it first. So put it on in like a couple hour increments, just so that way their body can get used to the feeling, and then you can gradually work up to keeping them on overnight. So that's usually something that Back on Track recommends, and it's important to try to follow that. So I personally use it to not only keep her joints nice and warm in the winter specifically, or if she is having a day where she is a little bit more sore, I like to put that on her to help with her overall comfort. It's really great for horses that are in work to put on after a pretty tough exercise or just your regular lessons. It just helps to support the muscle recovery, since you are supporting circulation to the entire body that it touches. So that's something to really keep in mind. That's what I love to use it for. And I also can use it under, like for my horse, if it's kind of, as far as warmth out, I can put it under a rain sheet when I turn her out, if you do want them to wear it outside. Again, work up to being able for them to be wearing it all day, but it's a great layering piece that you can use, but again, definitely want to keep them inside if they're just going to be wearing this. All right, next we'll move on to my Back on Track socks. These are super comfortable. They are a very slick material, and they are pretty stretchy. But I really like these when I know I am going to be either on my feet all day or am going to be at the barn in the cold weather for a long period of time. But they also help to support circulation in my toes, and they just help keep me more comfortable, I've noticed, when I am on my feet all day. So these are just really, really awesome. I love having several pairs of these on hand, and again, you do want to use the same washing instructions that you would use for any of these Back on Track products, but they're super comfortable, super slick, and one of my favorite socks that I go through all the time. Well, that completes my collection for now anyway, but I hope you have enjoyed learning about all the different Back on Track products. Hopefully I've instilled a little bit more interest in you if you haven't tried these products already, because they will change your life, so I absolutely love them. or maybe you love them as much as I do. So feel free to comment below, and if you aren't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, I definitely recommend checking us out. We have other SmartPackers who've done their own collection videos, so it's fun to see what they have. So I recommend you looking at that. Other than that, I hope you have a great ride.